Hi, my name's Kevin. I am the current leader of the JAM class, which is preschool age. And this is the story of how I got here. 11 years ago, my ex-wife had started attending this church, and she had urged me to come along. The first message that we heard while we were both here was about forgiveness. That night we had both left and were wondering if we could possibly forgive each other. The next message that we heard was about the fact that God can heal a broken marriage. Well, with God's power and a lot of work, we were able to put things back together, and we just celebrated our 8th anniversary. Before I started coming here, I thought all I needed was a vertical relationship with God. But then there's a message that taught me otherwise. I was also convinced that the church was for people that already had it together, and then Pastor HR helped me to see otherwise. There's a message about that. I thought that serving was for people who were talented for other people, and then there's a message about that also. I was mad that God would demand reverence, love, and obedience. And then Pastor HR taught a message about parenting, and things started falling into place for me. I realized that I demanded love, obedience, and reverence from my kids, and it all started to make sense. I also thought that Christian men had to be soft-spoken, cardigan-wearing wimps, and then there was a message about that also. I have now decided to take the head of my family and the head of my home. I have decided to lead by example, using God's Word as our guide, because I've come to realize that it not only was, but is part of God's design. I am a service plumber, not a godly job, right? Then God helped me understand that it's part of His plan and part of His purpose. I strive to give the example of Jesus to each customer that I serve. When they see that I'm different, they often ask me why, and I get to share with them that God is the difference. So the message was to live out there what you learn in here, right? I had started serving in the baby room because I figured I needed to serve somewhere, and that was an easy place to serve. I used to look across the hallway to the preschool class and see all the chaos that was going on over there, and think, wow, I hope they never ask me to serve over there. And then one day, God told me that that was part of His plan. I now not only serve in the preschool class, it's a class that I lead every single week. In prayer, God has let me know that all of this was His plan all along. I know I'm not there yet. I know I'm on my way. I know that I'm on the right path. Because after all, wasn't that the message that Pastor HR taught us, was to run a good race? Now when God speaks, I listen. I know that I have to do my best to be obedient to Him. I'm just thankful that there was room for one more when it was my turn to come. I'm looking forward to the next message. I want to know what's next.